On mo na.
Okay na? So, pinagbasa ko kayo ng, ano yung pinabasa ko sa inyo? Second law, Thermodynamics, heat engines, refrigerators, and Carnot devices. Okay? However, the discussions here in the materials I gave you, medyo shallow siya. Kasi galing yun sa physics. Para lang somehow meron kayong or ma-review yung background nyo about the second law of thermodynamics. Then again, this is thermodynamics of materials. So kailangan medyo in-depth yung discussion natin. And we usually consider what? The molecular level, the molecular aspects of each system being considered. Okay? So first question. Tinan mo, may tanong ka agad. And likely nalalabas saan? Doon sa exam, di ba? Yung iba sa inyo hindi masyadong alert. Pag may mga questions na gano'n, nagtatanong ako during the class, i-take down note nyo. Then makikita nyo lalabas na. Kasi nga, hindi ito kakabisaduhin yung nandun sa PowerPoint. Di ba? So again, first question. Paano nag-arise ang second law of thermodynamics? If there is a second law of thermodynamics, there must be a limitation for what? For or in the first law of thermodynamics. Diba? Merong limitation. Kasi hindi magkakaroon ng pangalawa kung kompleto na yung unang law. Tama ba? Right? Do you agree? Now the reason why we have again the second law is because there is a limitation in the first law statement. Ano ngayon yung limitation ngayon? I will now give the limitation and then we further explain that using some examples. Okay? The limitation is this. The first law of thermodynamics cannot tell us the direction of a spontaneous change or process. The first law of thermodynamics again cannot explain the direction of a spontaneous change or a spontaneous process. So first we define what is a spontaneous process. A spontaneous process is one that occurs on its own. Right? So we have some notions of this doon sa materials na binigay ko. Tama? Meron doon. Okay? So we're having some background now here, then later we proceed to the deeper part. So again, a spontaneous process is what? It is a process that occurs on what? On its own. One that occurs on its own. And let's have examples now. A change or a process. Whenever there is a process, there is a change, di ba? Tama? So lagi kong example, kung may ice cube kayo and then you put it in your palm, what will happen to your ice cube? It will melt. It's spontaneously, di ba? Mangyayari yun ng pusa kahit wala kang gawin. Eventually, that ice solid will turn into a liquid water, right? Spontaneous process. Okay. Now, another example, could that in burning of gasoline or burning of fuel. If I, for example, maglagay ako ng gasolina dito, papunta doon, nakikita ba? Yan sa video. Di ba pag meron akong phosphor match, mag-ignite lang ako nun, tapos ilagay ko dito, doon sa mismong terminal, gasoline, nilagay ko dito. Ano mangyayari doon sa gasoline? From here to there, magko-combust yun. Tama ba? Mag-burn. Hindi mo na kailangan from there, isa-isahin mo papunta ron para mag-burn, di ba? Kahit dito lang sa port na to, mag-burn na yun. Spontaneous yung burning. Do you agree? So sometimes, a spontaneous process needs a what? It needs a push para mag-proceed. And the ignition of the phosphor match para mag-burn is the push. But the burning itself is what? A spontaneous one. Do you follow? Another example of a spontaneous process or change. Whenever there is a process, there's change. Tama? From solid ice to liquid. From what? Liquid fuel to superheated vapor. Right? Falling object from this part here of the table. If I push it, so what happens? So, nagkaroon ng spontaneous process. The falling itself is spontaneous. Tama ba? O bitawan ko yan, malalaglag at malalaglag yan. And I only what? Push it. Hindi ko naman siya hindi ko kinuha at nilagay ko sa ground. Pag gano'n ang ginawa ko, spontaneous ko ba yun? Hindi na. Do you understand? Sometimes it needs a push for it to happen. And from those processes again, the first law can explain what? The energy transformation there. Or energy conversion. Diba? Ang first law is about energy transformation, right? Kaya nga nasasabi natin na ang energy hindi yan nawawala. Nagtatransform lang. Diba? So nasaan ang energy transformation doon? Tingnan natin. Yung example natin kanina dun sa ice na nandun sa palm, nasaan yung energy transfer doon? Una. Yung, di ba mataas yung temperature ng palm mo? Yung temperature ng ice mo, mababa. Kaya magkakaroon ng heat flow from your palm papunta dun sa ice. So nasaan doon yung energy transformation? From static form dun sa palm, na-convert sa dynamic form. Heat, di ba? And then that dynamic form was absorbed by the ice, causing again a change in the static form of energy for the ice. So you see the transformation of energy there, or the conversion of energy from static to what? To dynamic to static again. Do you follow? Okay? In the same way, for the burning of gasoline, nasaan yung transformation doon? Di ba yung combustion nangyari? Nagkaroon ng release of heat doon sa surroundings. Pero saan ang galing muna yun? Di ba ang fuel, liquid yan ang una? Merong potential energy of the molecules. May chemical bonds, tama ba? Yung chemical bonds na yan ang nag-break. Causing what? Heat, which is a dynamic form of energy. Again, from static to what? To dynamic. And again, it causes a change, di ba? Hindi lang doon sa mismong system, even doon sa surrounding. Do you follow? Yung dropping of the object from here to here, from ano yun? Anong energy meron tayo dito? Potential energy as a whole, dito in molecular view. And then, nung bumagsak siya, kinetic. From potential to kinetic. Do you follow? The first law can what? Fully explain the transformation of energy in those examples. Because that's what the first law is. It's all about transformation of what? Of energy. However, again, this is not the limitation. The first law cannot explain what? The direction of those spontaneous processes. Okay? If I, for example, consider the molten ice, ano na yun? Liquid water na, di ba? Mangyayari ba ng kusa na yung liquid water, ita-transfer niya yung yung heat ulit papunta sa palm ko para siya maging ice ulit? Hindi pwedeng mangyayari yun, di ba? Pero kung mangyayari man yun, kaya pa rin i-explain ng first law yun. Di ba? Kaya pa rin i-explain kasi sasabihin lang ni first law, ang nangyari is from what? Because of the transfer of energy, dynamic yun, di ba? No? Nagkaroon ng change sa static form of energy ng palm. Yun lang naman yung explanation ni first law. Pero hindi niya kayang i-explain bakit hindi pwedeng mangyari yun. Follow? Pwede ba na yung object na nandun sa ground, bumalik ng kusa papunta rito? Spontaneously? Kahit sabi mo i-push mo yan, halimbawa sa ground, i-push mo gano'n, babalik lang yung kaagad dito. Galing mo naman. Di ba? Kuha? Hindi pwedeng mangyari, di ba? Hindi yun pwedeng mangyari. But then again, kung mangyayari man, si first law, kaya mo i-explain yun. Yung kinetic energy na transform saan? Sa potential energy. Do you follow? But then again, it seems that the first law cannot explain why it can't happen in that direction, in that way. No? Same manner yung combustion ng fuel. Pwede ba yung superheated vapor na gasoline, i-absorb uli yung heat from the surrounding and mag-turn uli into liquid fuel? Hindi yung mangyayari, diba? Then again, the first law can explain the transformation. If it will occur, but then it won't occur. So there must be a single direction lang. Isang direction lang ang pwedeng i-consider whenever there is a spontaneous process. And that is what? The direction that the second law explains. Pakibasa, what is the second law? All
real processes occur spontaneously in the direction that increases the entropy of the universe.
Kita? So yun yung sabi ni second law. Siya yung nakakapag-explain. Mangyayari lang ang isang spontaneous process kung ang direction is what? Of increasing what? Entropy. And when we say entropy, we're talking about what? Disorder. The degree of disorder. So let's check if tumataas ba yung degree ng disorder ng mga examples natin kanina. Tama? Tingnan natin. From solid ice, ordered ba yung molecules, no? Kanina? Ordered, di ba? Naging liquid. Mas disordered ba yung liquid molecules kaysa sa solid? Yes. Nag-increase yung entropy. Tama ba? Kung babaliktarin mo from liquid to solid, mangyayari ba ng pusa? Hindi. Kasi iba yung direction nun. Hindi yung by increasing entropy. Tama ba? By ano yan? Decreasing entropy or disorder. Do you follow? Yung kaninang burning of gasoline from liquid fuel, naging ano? Superheated? Vapor. And again, that is by increasing entropy. Kung babaliktarin mo, decreasing entropy yun, di ba? Vapor to liquid, hindi pwedeng mangyari. Spontaneous. Yung object from the table onto the ground, same thing. Hindi pwedeng ano. Kasi, o kanina, stable yung object mo. Nung pinush mo, tumama siya dun saan? Dun sa ground, nagkaroon ng friction, nagkaroon ng increase ng entropy doon, di ba? The falling itself also, unstable na yun, di ba? Do you understand? So all those spontaneous processes, they occur in what direction of increasing disorder? Si second law, or si second law, nag-e-explain. Sila to, itong mga to, alam na nila yun. Nakuha ba? Second law of thermodynamics. So from those examples, somehow you'll have a grasp of the different spontaneous processes that we have. Hindi lang kasi yun ang spontaneous processes. Almost all the processes around us are what? Are spontaneous processes. Aging, for example. Is that a spontaneous process, aging? Mapipigilan ba yun? Mangyayari yun ng pusa, tama ba? And totoo ba? Nung bata kayo, ang cute-cute nyo? Walang disorder, diba? Ano nangyari ngayon? Ano? Siyempre, eventually, mas tatanda ka, mas tataas ang disorder. Follow? And again, those are spontaneous processes. So, naintindihan na si second law. So now, we'll talk about how thermodynamic devices like your engines and your air conditioners, refs, are related with the second law statement. Kasi related ang mga devices na yun sa second law statement. Any question from there? Take a look at this vessel here. Tignan nyo muna yung left side. You have a vessel containing water in it, and then you have a propeller. Kita nyo? Mag-apply ka ng rotational work doon sa water. Anong mangyayari doon sa kinetic energy ng water molecules? Tataas. Would you agree tataas ang temperature nun? Yes. And since there's no difference in temperature between the water in the vessel and the surrounding, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon ng heat transfer. As you can see there, right? Now, the thing you did, okay, sorry. Okay, the thing you did, yung pinaikot mo yung propeller, that is just a push. Yun yung push mo, pero yung heat transfer itself, mapipigilan ba yun? Hindi, di ba? Basta merong temperature difference, mangyayari yun ng kusa. Hindi mo na kailangan kunin yung heat from the water tap, ilalabas mo sa surrounding. Tama? Right? So again, that is an example of what? What process is that? A spontaneous process. You push it, then there was a temperature difference, and then there was heat transfer. Heat transfer or heat is what? A spontaneous phenomenon. Okay? Right now, di ba, nagkakaroon tayo ng heat transfer. Merong spontaneous process na nangyayari. Now, let's consider the opposite. From work, nag-apply ka ng push, nagkaroon ng heat transfer. Di ba? Balik na rin natin. Tingnan natin kung pwedeng mangyari yun ng pusa. Ha? Balik na rin natin. Yung heat, i-apply mo dun sa vessel containing water. Well, iinit yung water. Tama ba? Tataas yung temperature nun. But will the propeller rotate? No. Again, yun yung reverse nung direction ng spontaneous process. No? Ina-apply natin ngayon. But then again, it seems that it won't happen again. It won't happen unless there is again this what we call a special device or a thermodynamic device called what? Heat engine. That is how or why heat engines are related to what? The second law statement. They can allow the reverse of the spontaneous process direction. They can allow that. Oo ba? So kung heat, papunta rito, hindi ikot siya. Pero kung heat, tapos lagyan mo dito ng heat engine, iikot to. Magkakaroon tayo na that is the very purpose of a heat engine, di ba? Para mag-produce ng work. Do you follow? So it's easier to what? To answer the exams kapag naunawaan nyo, di ba? Nalabas doon. Anong relationship ng heat engine sa second law? O anong sasagot nyo? Yun na, sinabi ko na, di ba? Nandito ba yun? Hindi ko alam kung nandito yun. Okay? You can read it here kung nandun yung sagot. Okay, pero kung wala, perhaps, nasaan yung sagot? Doon sa mga sinasabi ko, di ba? Okay, you check this. You have a high temperature source and a low temperature sink. Kung sinabi mong source, yun yung panggagalingan ng alin, ng heat. Yung sink, yun yung pagtatapunan ng alin, ng heat. Tanggalin nyo yung heat engine dyan. Tanggalin nyo. Pagdikitin yung dalawang reservoir, ang tawag doon, heat temperature, high temperature source. We call that the high temperature reservoir. Okay? And the low temperature sink, we call that the low temperature reservoir. Pagdikitin nyo yun, dalawa, anong mangyayari? Magkakaroon ng heat transfer, di ba? Spontaneous yun, right? Mapipigilan ba yung heat transfer? Hindi. And again, magkakos yun ng increase ng entropy doon sa low temperatures. Do you follow? But then again, if you have a heat engine, tingnan nyo yung nangyari. Nung nilagyan mo ng heat engine, ito sana yung heat na i-absorb ng low temperature sink. Ganito kalaki sana. Ganun kakapal yung magnitude ng heat. Pero nung nagkaroon tayo ng heat engine, ano nangyari? Gano'n na lang kalaki yung magnitude ng heat? maliit na lang, di ba? So again, napipigilan yung alin, yung effect ng spontaneous process because of the heat engine. Kasi nga, heat engines or thermodynamic devices are what? Violators of the second law. They violate, di ba? The second law statement. Bakit nagkaroon ng kaunting heat na lang dito? Dahil saan? Nagawang work. So later on, we'll explain further, no? Paano ba ano ba yun? Medyo shallow pa yun eh. Later, no, you'll understand more. Why is that by doing work, you kind of reverse the what? You kind of reverse the effect of a spontaneous process or the supposedly spontaneous process. Asan yung supposedly spontaneous process there? Heat transfer from high to low temperature. Tigilan, no, somehow. So it kind of gave us what? The notion that heat cannot be converted to work 100%. Diba? Palaging merong losses. Diba? Connected yung notion na yon doon sa pag-violate ng heat engine sa second law. Hindi kayang i-violate totally the heat engine yung second law statement. Magkakaroon pa rin na somehow effect yung spontaneous process. Okay, so again, these are some of the features of your heat engine. Usually, for the heat engine, we what? We consider the high and low temperature reservoir. Hindi ito lang yung mismo heat engine because the heat engine here won't make sense if you don't have what? A source, di ba? And a sink. So usually, pag sinabing heat engine, sinasama yung mga reservoir natin. Pag sinabing reservoir, ano ba ibig sabihin? Hindi nagbabago yung masyado siyang malaki. Hindi nagbabago kaagad-agad yung temperature. Sige, bibigyan ko ng example. Hanging amihan. Di ba, ano yun? If you consider that body of nature, yung hanging amihan, napakalawak na, di ba? Pag yan, pumunta dyan ngayon, si hanging amihan. Ano mangyayari? Di ba magkakaroon ng heat transfer yon? Kasi malamig yun eh, tapos pupunta rito. Tama?